I think we need to step back and slow down just a little bit. McKinney's going to grow. You can't stop that. That growth and that expansion is going to happen. You can't stop what's going on, but you can definitely slow down and think about its future and what you're going to do with it. So I went up there, filed, and here we are tonight. And so I'd like to go over an agenda with you. And I put this together, and we can talk and have an open forum tonight if y'all like. I'm going to mix this agenda in with the history of this building. What are you doing? The history of this building right here. We're in the flour mill tonight, built in 1872. And a lot of people tell you that I know more stories about this flour mill than anybody, and I never wrote them down. I had old farmers and folks telling me all along my life about this mill. When I was a child in the first grade, the first thing I remember was my mom dropping me down on the ground and handing me a basket, and where the airport sits was an okra field. And off we went. And you'd earn yourself about 99 cents at that whole day's worth of work, if you were lucky, $1. And I'll tell you about what I spent my dollar on later on. But let's talk about the flour mill. Built in 1872 with poor planning. This building is solid. If you look at the brickwork in this building, look how thick this brick is. Look how strong this building is. This is probably where you want to be in this city if a tornado ever hit. And folks, a tornado hit this building and blew every window out of it in 1949. This is where you want to come to protect yourself. This is a solid built building, but it was poor planning. It's a flour mill. So as we go through this agenda, I'm going to let you know about the poor planning and some more of the history on this mill. I'm going to go back and forth. Now, the first thing on the agenda is community first. When I went to the council chambers, I looked on a wall, and there's a list of their priorities. A list of them. And the first one is not community. In fact, community is the last one. The first one is economic development growth. And way over at the end of that is community. I believe in growth, and we'll get to it. But I believe that you got to put your community first. And that's important. Now, community first also goes along with some other items on the agenda. But second's our safety. I'm going to say this, 4 and no more. That's really what city government is. And we'll go, everybody want to know what it is?
4 and no more.
4 and no more.
Elaborate.
Okay. It's community. It's your safety. It's your water, and it's your roads. A lot of things fall under community. A lot of things fall under the safety, but it's your roads and it's your water. And a lot of that's messed up because of poor planning, just like this old flour mill. Now, another thing that I've got deeper into is community development block grants. I believe in those. There's one that's being slammed back and forth right now, but I believe in those. That's when the federal government steps in and they're going to give you some money, but you're going to use that socially. And they may ask you to do one thing. But I believe in those with all my heart. Industry growth, but true industry growth. The industry I'm looking for is the industry like you got with Encore Cable. Now, if we keep going that direction, you keep relying on what I call these paper management firms. That's not Toyota, folks. That's Toyota management. Toyota has 10,000 employees. That's the management there. Over there on Legacy Road, those are management firms. Countrywide, not there anymore. JCPenney's, those are management firms. We're looking for industry growth. Lower the tax rates. And how do you do that? I don't know, to be honest with you. I've been looking over stuff, and I looked into Kendall County. I've looked everywhere I can. Lowering the tax rates when your appraisal value of your home keeps climbing. I don't know, somebody asked a good question today on one of the blogs. How can we do it? How can it be done? Well, it's been done in certain communities. Kendall County has done it. I contacted Kendall County, talked to some of the people there at Kendall County. They said they slowed growth down. They slowed down high-density homes. Now, their version of high-density homes is not an apartment complex. Those are tract homes. We shut that down, slowed that down a bit, and seeked out industry. When we started seeking out industry, the scale started leveling back up. So with the fire department, when I was talking about industry growth and slowing down our home growth, some of the firemen were like, "Oh no, that's our, that's money, that's tax dollars," but it don't add up. It don't work that way. The two go hand in hand. Frisco has some problems because they don't go hand in hand. Now, some of these industries that you see, like you see in Plano and you see in Frisco, those management firms, they don't last either. We've seen this in history. We've seen that in Richardson on the what they used to call the Northern Telecom Corridor. I used to ask people, "What do you do?" "I'm a telecommunicator." "Well, what is that?" "Well, I've been here for 5 years. I make $200,000. I don't really know what I do." It collapsed, and it did. And now they got Metro PCS over there and maybe a couple other companies, but it's not there no more. The same thing is going to happen. What you see in Frisco, it's going to happen again. My granddaddy and I, we used to go out to Plano, Texas, and we'd buy wire. My family are electricians. We'd buy wire in these little boxes, and then they'd literally put a stencil on that box, and they'd spray Capital Wire on the box. And I'd take that box home. I think the guy's name was Vincent. I don't remember. I think it was Vincent. He was a funny guy. My granddad chewed cigars, and he chewed on cigars. They'd sit out there and talk, "Well, this company of mine, I make wire, I make wire, I make wire." I like that guy. And trust me, he makes wire. It's Encore. Those little bitty businesses are a big interest of mine. Thompson Tires, companies like that, those individual businesses are a huge interest of mine.